Esports Fight League, ESFL 171 Xbox coming right at you. I'm Boiler here with the Doctor. How you doing, Doc?
I am doing good. We've got a stacked card for fights tonight. It's going to be a hectic one. Well, it's ESFL 171. Should be a fun one. Xbox this week, so it's bound to be a masterclass after masterclass performance tonight.
Absolutely. So, big news if you didn't know already, Fadanator has taken the seasonal belt undisputed, mathematically impossible for anyone to take it from him. So I think, as you guys say across the pond, he's on a holiday this week. So no Fadanator, on a little vacation. But we have essentially in the main, co-main, and co-co, the top three guys on Xbox, each of them taking on a top-ranked contender. So we got our top three contenders versus pretty much the next three from the main event all the way down to the co-co. And then really from the prelims up, we have a lot of veterans, but we got a lot of new blood as well. So it is going to be a master class and a lot of just craziness, I think, especially on the undercard, Doc.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking at some of these cards right now. You've got Viper versus M-Town, Crow versus Apollo, and those are only the two fights. Those two are bound to be an all-out stand and bang war. You've got Mixups and Ali in the main event. That fight's going to be enormous, especially as I recently just found out it's at featherweight, so that's just going to be swinging and banging at all moments possible.
Swinging and banging. We got Ozzy Kid 2-2. He really wants to get into the above 500. That'll be a fun fight at fight number 9. And I mean, like I said, the co and the main event are just some of the best matchups we've seen. What I'm really intrigued and what I'm really looking forward to, I mean, all of them really, but I'm looking here. DirtyDave and Trixie, both of them ESFL live Las Vegas vets. So first time they've matched up this season. But as I'm sure you know, Doc, in primetime and in the ESFL, DirtyDave and Trixie's fought many times before.
All too many in some regards. I remember them having a big title fight trilogy over in PT. Like, these guys have seen each other's play styles over and over. They're camp mates. They know the score, and each and every single time they look better and better.
Yes, sir. And big shout out to Webcam. Started the season 0-3, but is on quite a streak and is taking on Warrior in the co-main. So, man, top to bottom, can Ali upset Mixups? Warrior versus Webcam, DirtyDave versus Trixie. Lots of other fights. Without further ado, Doc, I think we should just go into fight number 1. What do you say?
Yeah, let's go. We got the middleweight here. Looking like it's going to be Do It Please versus Izzy Adesanya. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, with Do It Please, it's very much you can go anywhere. You've got a very strong DAS, which is probably one of the best subs in the game in terms of being able to hold it and your opponent not racing out of it particularly well. But Izzy does mean you've got a lot of that footwork to go. You've got the teach to keep it long and steady. And with a steady ping to follow suit here, it should make for a very interesting fight.
As you said, the ping is steady. A little high, but at least it's steady. It was staying within like 5-6 milliseconds, which is nice. We got a quiet fight, but I'll try to bring that extra energy. These guys have never fought before. It looked like they were 0-0 against each other, at least on these accounts. So sometimes you see guys in the ESFL who fought each other hundreds of times. These guys 0-0 against each other.
Well, Motown has been one name I haven't seen for a long time. I saw him bunching in the UFC 4. He has done great jobs with the head movement. He keeps it off to the side. He's a bit susceptible to leg kicks, but with the way he strikes, it makes landing those leg kicks extremely difficult because of how much damage you take to that chin. But so far, the length of Izzy not particularly being used here, it seems, though.
Doesn't need to be. He's catching him with short uppercuts, and it's just a slugfest in the phone booth. And actually, Viper's winning that with Izzy just catching him.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's using a bit of that head movement, but Motown is leaning to a couple key hooks, the lead hook there as well. The uppercut, though, is just denying the duck of Motown here as well. So he's being forced to slip off to the side, and that force is then leading him to go to the hooks. A flying knee comes out, doesn't quite land, but both of these guys. Motown with the first stun, though, here, Boiler.
Yeah, maybe Viper was in the pocket a little too long, man. He came out strong, was doing well, but I think he went a bridge too far even.
Yeah, it just feels like he needs to be using the length of Izzy, use those jab straights a bit more. Jab straight down the middle. force Please to then use that head movement and you can get a bigger counter with that rear hook. Maybe the idea. That rear hook, though, so far has been the main key game. A double leg bail, putting him against the cage, goes for the back clinch, but managing not to get it there.
This is quite a lot of action early on, only halfway through the first round. To any fighters out there that are streaming, remember, you got to keep your audio settings up. We will be giving out a demerit for this fight, so don't get on Boiler's bad side. It's all good, though, because this at least has been a very fun fight, even if it's quiet, Doc.
Yeah, well, here we're back at it. The uppercut's coming out a few more times there by Viper. The Stam overall favouring M-Town as it now hits the ground where the ground and the stamina matter the most here.
That was super nice. And yeah, Izzy is starting to get a little gassed here. Side control action. Good denial there. What do you think about the ground game ever since they updated it a few months ago with kind of the new stamina and all transition speeds, Doc?
It's good. I mean, across the board, it's good. I do know there's a couple issues still existing on the ground. We'd love for the stam drain issues to get patched, especially. But outside of that, I mean, the ground's going a good way. Submissions probably are in the best state they have been since UFC 3. Even in side control, the sub counters are fantastic. And Duaplease has got Das here to threaten from half guard. He's also got a Kimura. He's got a lot of options if Izzy's not careful off his back here as well.
22 seconds. Izzy's definitely taking some head damage and losing stamina. Both exactly what M-Town wants here. Great end of the round for him when he was really getting pieced up for the first minute or two.
Yep, and with that, it's an end to round one. Both these guys starting out hard, fast, and quick. Looked like Viper was winning in the beginning, getting a lot of the counters with the rear hooks and the lead hooks. But that stun and the takedown with use of the elbows there towards the end of round one definitely favor M-Town, I think, here.
Here's the question. Is Viper going to change it up or just keep coming forward? Looks like coming forward so far.
Yeah, fighting Viper a few times myself, he's always been this man to stand and brawl, and he does bring it. He probably should be part of the B3 camp in some respects, as you can see there, now for trying to follow his opponent, but not managing to get the jump there.
Well, Izzy's got hands. I mean, you might think, oh, I should use the length, maybe use some kicks, but I mean, he's got those short hooks and uppercuts that can do a ton of damage. I mean, obviously knocked out freaking Poton last year, so he's got some power.
Well, we didn't nearly get knocked out by Sean Strickland, and Duaplease arguably has more power than that, so it can definitely go either way here. As you see, another stun digging down to that body again. O-Town gets the same takedown.
Ooh, nice. The power slam, and I saw the stamina drop when he actually hit the mat. So this is just really bad. With more than 3 minutes left in the second round, Viper is in trouble.
Yeah, now the body working sprawl. A lot of the issues that have related to Viper's stand here on the ground has been the fact he's been power transitioning out of those side control positions. You can see it drain the stam so hard in terms of long term, and it just makes it harder and harder. It's a nice way of escaping, but it does sap your stam significantly so.
Yeah, no joke. And this is where it starts to really affect having this big of a difference between each other's stam. M-Town's doing work now.
Well, Stat Guard, here we come, raining down the key shots here. It's looking like he's going to get the finish, and he does so.
Nice Stat Guard, ground and pound finish. That was nice. That was beautiful work. Survived the initial onslaught, got some good counters, and did some work on the ground, and you know, just well-rounded performance. Good win.
Yeah, no, he looked really good. I mean, he had a fantastic performance. Viper definitely came out, looked strong in some regards. He had the uppercuts to begin with. He had the rear hooks to follow in suit. They were all doing significant damage, but it definitely felt like if maybe he picked an Alex Pereira pick, it would have gone a bit better, because that power would have then led on to just being able to really capitalize on any big counters there. Duaplease power seems like it played a big impact in that fight there.
It did. It was played pretty well. I mean, I'm looking forward to a real life fight between those two, but that was a hell of a way to start off ESFL 171. Doc, looks like we're on fight number 2. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get back into the action from middleweight down to lightweight. Here we go. Kieran going to Islam Makhachev. I'm kind of shocked by that pick. I was more expecting a more striking pick, maybe McGregor, something like that, but Islam Makhachev seems to be his favourite here. I know Kieran Crow has recently fought one of the guys out of the Fluid camp. We've seen Fluid and Mazii later on tonight. They're a grappling camp, so he's probably been trying a bit of his grappling, and it assumes that if he's fighting a B3 boy, he's going to be doing that.
And we have that beautiful, beautiful sound. That's what I'm talking about. Great job. I believe it's Crow or Kieran or Crow that is streaming. So thank you for following the rules. This is always a classic matchup. I actually have not seen either of these guys fight too much besides what they've done in the ESFL, but you know, they've only had a couple fights this season.
No, Kieran Crow started striking that part of that B3 camp as well as Apollo, so you know his hands are going to get slowly pieced up, slowly getting better over time. But with the Makachev pick, I expect a couple more takedowns. Expect this to kind of be the way that M-Town was fighting. He's going to start on the feet first, and then within about the halfway mark, probably a takedown being shot, already a fake takedown there, but Apollo seems like he wanting to use the jab straights to keep the distance. But a takedown here gets landed, and with 3 minutes 40 to work, that's quite a long time.
That is a long, long time. Good snap down, little turning takedown real quick right out the gate. Boom, boom. And takes full mount and denies. That's really big trouble to start this fight right here.
Yep, 2 big denies from both of them, both the transition out to mount and the mount posture. Couple of fakes here. Maybe when you're straight in the arm triangle instead, you can fake the arm triangle, get that jam strain down that way as well. So that's a viable option there, but done. And the arm bar. This is looking like a bad night already.
I love it. That's great work. That's how I like to see this new transition game with some of that powerful ground and pound. Put that together, and he locks it in. He's got it halfway down. One more of those, and it's game over.
Side control is not the place where you want to be with Makachev. No, just uses his mount though. I suppose he got that with the stamina on, but nonetheless.
Yeah. Whew, man, that's a hell of a start. There's still 2 minutes left in this first round.
And an arm triangle straight into Apollo's got to be careful. The backside is the quickest option, but he's got to race correctly. But a fake like that and has drained the stam of it, and the denial there as well. This is looking worse and worse for Poy as he goes for it again. Does get it denied, and the stam drain there. He's got a hope, but yeah.
He's going to pop his head right off.
And the RNC.
Hey, that's beautiful work, man. You saw just a well-rounded machine, and then gets him on the ground. We got an arm bar. We got an arm triangle. We had a little ground and pound, and takes care of business real quick.
Yeah, no, that was the perfect game plan against the perfect opponent. Apollo, part of that B3 camp, he's notorious in it. Kieran Crow joined it, so he knows what the B3 gang are about as that part of that camp, and if he's looking for a win, he's going to be able to get it going for that grappling approach, and that's what he did. Armbar, then you saw the arm triangle drain, which then turns into the RNC. Perfect game plan across the board there with the grappling.
He was aggressive but patient. He didn't overextend himself. He got a couple denials, and when he did get denied, he didn't freak out. It's just really nice work. Really nice work. Fight number 3. What do you say, Doc? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get straight into the action. Continue on the fast pace of fights here tonight. So, Basic versus Kante is up next. Basic is in the blue corner. Kante is in the red corner. By the looks of it, we've got Alex Pereira versus Izzy. Basic being part of the S2 camp, formerly Kingsman. We're going to see a couple of them fight on later tonight, so you know for a fact you're going to see some star-studded striker. You saw Motown earlier. He was part of the Kingsman camp, so Basic has definitely trained with him before. So if he wants to keep on the action of that camp winning here, this is the fight where you've got to see it first start to take place.
Hell yeah, looking forward to this. It's a pleasure doing these fights with you, Doc. I'm glad we're back in the booth together. Here we go, man. All right, Kante's 1-3. If he loses this, you got to wonder if he's going to get cut. No guarantees either way, but he's fighting for his life right here.
I mean, Basics 1 and 2, both of these guys are near the chopping block, you've got to imagine, so careful we go. The Teepfo, lovely little number 1 animation. Uh-oh.
Digs to the liver, I like it. Both guys just able to hurt each other so much. They're giving each other a little bit of more respect than maybe in that first round or that first fight of the night when they were just standing in a pocket. But both guys doing some damage, and feeling each other out only a minute in.
Yeah, Basic's looking to use a bit more of that kicking game. You've seen a couple of the teeps now, you've seen a couple of the side steps, the head kick though there, and the pressure comes on. Kante doesn't want to get too overzealous, it's evident. He's firing a lot of shots, but he's backing off very quickly afterwards. He's using that footwork very well. He doesn't necessarily want to engage within the entire fight here.
This is one of the most classic matchups. UFC 5, one of my favorite matchups really too, because both these guys are just killers, and one of my favorite matchups in real life too.
Oh, and that body stun, you saw it earlier there, now the headshot. Oh, Jesus.
I love it. Now that's the virtual violence right there.
Now the knees to the clinch, the stam going a bit low for Alex Pereira. The lead hook there matching the head kick, the flying knee. Sorry, that flying knee probably should have got counted harder, but
Kante's fighting for his life, I could tell. 2 minutes left, first round.
Both of these guys still trying to figure each other out. Evidently haven't seen each other quite a lot. That lead hook, though, perfectly timed, digs down to the body. It's looking like whenever Basic gets stunned or is looking to get recounted off a counter, Kante's digging to that body every time.
Yes, and just when he starts to drop his elbows, he's going to be going upstairs. That head health already hurts, so one big counter will be a flash essentially every time from here on out.
Yeah, that 5-star hook of 90 something power in middleweight, and this is the Origins one, so I think it's like closer to 99. It's very similar to that heavyweight alter ego in terms of your stand-up. So
no idea how Pereira made that weight class. It's crazy, right?
The sheer will it feels like to fight Izzy.
30 seconds. Can either guy finish this round with an exclamation mark?
Well, I think so far Kante is the one pushing the pace here. Basic is scared to engage every time as soon as that chin is exposed. Lovely little step back counter, but maybe a little too late within the first round as we draw to a close here. Neither guy backing off, giving each other respect. And that is most definitely Kante's round.
Sure. I'm thinking 10-8 probably. How many times did he drop him? He dropped him a couple times, right? I mean, my memory's shot at my old age, but I know he hurt him bad. I think he dropped him a couple times too.
Fast-paced action, it's difficult to keep count sometimes.
Yeah, it's all blends together, but it's been a lot of action, which is always fun here. Second round, let's see if Basic can come up with something new, because what was going on in the first round was not good for him.
Well, the teeps are coming out. I mean, if I'm Kante, I'm looking for a sidestep, fire a head kick off that way, and that's probably going to be an instant KO given the state of his head health. But the uppercut works just as well, doubled up on the hooks there, and again, this is Kante's fight to lose. The power of Alex Pereira coming out to shine here tonight, and it's making life extremely difficult. You can really start to see why this is going to be an uphill battle now.
Yeah, man, it's I don't have any advice for him. Good luck. There's my advice. But he's still a warrior. I know he's got so much experience in ESFL and other leagues. He ain't going to fold and quit right now, I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's an MMA game. The most insane advice they could probably offer is shoot a takedown, even if you're Izzy Adesanya. At this point, your head health is absolutely buggered. A top mount, side control, anything like that is going to be probably your best option. Other than that, pray.
You're a wrestler now, Doc.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, if you've got Alex Pereira shooting, if you've got Alex Pereira on the other side of the octagon to you, they should be shooting. It's why he's basically won most of his UFC fights, let's be real.
Yep. I think option number 1 is pray. Option 2 is pray. Option 3 is try to catch him with a counter by running away for a while and maybe get him to overextend. But yeah, that's maybe stick with the pray for now.
Now, that rear hook by Kante has been the money here. It's a jab rear hook, and that has basically been it. If it hasn't been the lead hook as a big counter, the question mark kick coming out, not getting the big counter there, and the fact Basic is alive right now is impressive.
Exactly. That's a testament to his toughness and willingness to keep fighting through adversity.
And the lead hook there gets a knockdown. I've lost count of the knockdowns. Ooh, that was a mad dash there. The stand, though, kind of going into each other's favours. Like, Kante's kind of gassing out now towards where Basic is after getting knocked down a few times. The blood on the octagon's also there. He could also go for a cut stoppage if Kante feels comfortable enough, but that's more or less going to be dependent on if the game wants to even give it to him in some regards.
Yeah, it's dark red enough to certainly have the warning, if not the stoppage by the doctor. And honestly, if this was a real fight, I would hope that they would have stopped the fight by now, because we're just seeing lots of brain damage from Adesanya. But this is a video game, so we get a fight on.
Yeah, well, after the couple of those knockdowns, you definitely would the fight itself probably would have been stopped. The jab counter, the elbow there. Oh, Jesus.
Got a flash of success, and then it's countered by an elbow to your face.
Oh!
Knocked out. Fun fight, Doc. Hey, great work there by Mr. Kante, huh? 2-3 now. I like it, man. He had his back against the wall. Did not want to go 1-4 up against a real vet in basic, and pretty dominating performance, really.
Yeah, no, he looked good every step of the margin. Basic really tried early game, wanted to go for the more body work, the side steps to get that distance, but that's where it just ended up going. And that's sad to see, but sometimes that happens. I mean, Basic tried his standards, now going to 1-3. He'll be next on the chopping block, but Kante surviving the chopping block this time around and looking good with it as well.
Yes, sir. Well, we got one more card after this, so I don't think any cuts are going to be made, but we're also coming near the end of Season 1, and we're going to have to cut some of the roster to get ready for Season 2 down the line. So every fight matters, undercard all the way up to the main event today, Doc. But all 3 fights so far have been pretty damn exciting, I think. How about you?
Yeah, no, they've been non-stop action. We love to see it.
Let's keep on rolling, then. What do you say? Oh, this is unfortunately quite laggy. I was warned potentially about this, and I'm seeing.
Oh my god! What the hell is that ping? I just saw it up to 900.
Seems like the stream collapsed potentially. This is Mazii versus
Lilo. I just saw that jump up to 900 as well. That is 800, 900.
Yeah, it's at 999.
Oh,
it's over at 900. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can revive this fight, get it going again. Otherwise, we're going to go straight to winner and Jack Hanna. So, Jack, winner, get ready. We'll still see if we can salvage this fight. I see their lag went down to 200, 197. It's not end of the world. We'll give it a few more seconds to make sure it's actually that. I just saw it spike.
You cussed them.
In the meanwhile, Doc, here's your opportunity. I want you to plug Primetime. Tell us how long you've all been around, what you've been up to, and how people can follow Primetime.
Well, it's on YouTube, Primetime MMA. We've been around since, I think, as long as ESFL, basically. We've started Primetime itself, as the name, has been around since the start of UFC 4. If you see all these names in ESFL, most of them have begun in Primetime, none more or less, and each and every one, if you want to make a name in your community, that's where you start. Go from the unaired, go build yourself up, go positive, get onto the top 15, go on the live cards and cause some insanity. We've currently got Fadanator was the champ, he's just lost his belt. We have Naz currently as the export Chad, Driz as our PS champ. Mixups, as you just saw in the main event tonight, has been also fighting for the belt. Like, PT is the place to be if you want to see guys the same as ESFL. So,
Killer League, dude. I fought in prime time. I didn't make it to the top 15. I got a couple wins, got a few losses. No joke. But it's a great way to come up. And even if you don't think you're going to make it to the top 15, you can get some fun competitive fights. Like, trust me, it's a whole nother level compared to ranked or sparring your friends when you're live on air, or even your unaired cards can still give you some butterflies, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Unaired live cards. It doesn't change. I mean, a few times I've competed since the beginning of UFC 5, I still get those butterflies even after competing for so long. It is insane. I can't imagine what some of these guys who are like in the main event feel like sometimes.
I know, for real. It's like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. We're gonna do our absolute best, but we're not gonna belabor the point. So let's go ahead and go to this. Fight for Mazii versus Lilo. Both guys are 1-0, Doctor. That's why I really want to see this fight, man. Come on, let's come on.
Both guys are 1-0. I will add on to the fact, though, it's been consistently jumping between 200 and 999 ping. It's at heavyweight, and Mazii's fighting.
And the stream's cutting out too.
Yeah, and the stream's cutting out.
I was actually hoping like the ping was just broken and it would all work, but it doesn't even look like it's working. I don't know. If they lock in the next, few seconds, we'll give it a try. But yeah, no, the stream is freaking coming apart. Let's give it one more try. Last try.
Let's give it a shot. If the stream goes down, the stream goes down, which I feel like it does have audio. Hey,
it's got audio. That's a part of the battle.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking okay. Keep it up. I'm just gonna be quiet from there. Come on, Fedor. Let's go. Aspinall, what a beast, man. Aspinall versus Fedor. Never gonna see that fight, but that would have been pretty cool in both of their prime.
Well, this fight is Lilo versus Mazii. We haven't talked about this matchup a lot here. Lilo is a star-studded striker, aggressive in all aspects. Mazii, on the other hand, he is part of the Fluid Camp. Fluid Camp's a very decently new camp, at least the one he's remade, and it's built of grapplers throughout. And so, if you're Mazii right now, you probably want to be shooting a takedown as you're slowly being pressured by Emelianenko. I will say, grappling on 700 pings is going to be an interesting time, but let's see how it goes. The stream seems to be steady, the connection seems to be fine, so hopefully we'll get someone. Lovely block in there, though, by Lilo just to begin the onslaught in the full guard position here.
Hey, you called it with that takedown. It was a good takedown. Now, Fedor's obviously well-rounded, but off of his back is not where Fedor wants to be, especially with Aspinall on top.
For sure, but
this actually looks decent. Like, I've seen worse, being in streams. I don't want to jinx it, but we're looking okay here. I don't know how it feels for them, but it's looking all right.
Yeah, I've seen Ozzy fights. I've seen Australian fights, which have like 200 ping that are worse than this. So still happening with denies as well. I mean, Aspinall's trying here, but he's not getting very far. Lovely reversal there, though, as well by Lilo. And I don't know if staying on the ground's the best idea, but I also know that Mazii's going to be relentless. Yeah, that seems like a sensible idea. Hold the backside, see if he could get any damage off. If he couldn't, get up as soon as he hit full guard. That's ideally sensible. I mean, one of the biggest things here, I suppose, for Lilo right now is to make sure that the gas tank does not go below a certain threshold, if he maintains it, because if he gets stuck into a sub, which Mazii's going to be looking for, that is how he's going to lose the fight.
Nice takedown, with or without any sort of lag. That was well timed, so good work. And again, Fedor's not a slouch in his grappling and takedown defense even, but Aspinall's taking him to the woodshed, and that's what he wants to do. You don't want to be standing too much with Fedor. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, overall, though, have the shots landed been better than Aspinall? I think they have. So as much as you have seen his grappling, as much as you are seeing what is basically amounts to rabbit punches, a posture up in full guard, I think so far.
Saved by the bell potentially. Fedor's got a 5-star armbar and a 5-star rear naked choke, so he might have been able to snap off one of those real quick. I'm pretty sure it's 5-star armbar. It's at least a 4-star, and I'm pretty sure 5-star rear naked choke. Long story short, Fedor's submissions are great, so he's able to take that back.
Kimura.
I think it was lucky he didn't get that.
Yeah.
Kimura too is like 4 or 5-star. Like, he's got all the reversals off those too, so they're at least 3-star. But I could have sworn at least a couple of them are 5-star.
I think the RNC may be a 5-star, maybe the Kimura, because the Kimura makes sense. I think he's also got a decent arm triangle, because I know he's got the arm triangle counter as well.
Yep. That Sambo background.
Ready. For sure. So, looking at the stats, bringing it back to just earlier, you had... That's a really bad start for Lilo.
That's the smartest thing I've seen in the ESFL.
I was about to say Lilo probably just won round 1 and then he went and lost round 2 that way, but okay, fair enough, Lilo.
Wants to turn into a slugfest, I guess, even if he's the one getting slugged. He'd rather do that than get taken down, I guess. I don't know, man, but he's after it right now, and he's hurt, and he's cornered, too.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's pinned out now against the corner, which is ideally what you want. With how easy those takedowns are happening, I want to blame the ping, but I won't give excuses for either side here.
you almost got to start pre-denying more if you're at that point. And I'm not huge on pre-denials, but with this sort of situation, ping or not, you're getting takedown 3-4 in a row. You got to start just pre-denying, even if you're going to take a couple shots upstairs.
Oh, that's not great. Aspinall doesn't have a DARS, which is good for Lilo. That's the good part for Lilo, not having a DARS to threaten there. But you could threaten the Kimura here if Lilo's clever. Uh-oh.
Back.
It's an easy position to race, but instead he doesn't bother. He wants top mount instead.
Smart.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree there.
He's pretty low on stam, so he's able to get right in there.
And gets denied that side. Not much in terms of stam drain. Full decent amount of GA. Gets straight to the get up there. Teep down to the body, looking to get him against more of the cage. But then Mazii gives up on the pressure. Fair enough.
That's what you need. You need to stay away and then throw 3-4 strike combos and pre-deny the takedown.
Oh!
Beautiful violence. Fador's never out of it with that type of power. Holy cow, get a body bag.
Lilo smelt blood in the water and he walked forward into it. I mean, that was the weirdest part of my conversation. I was about to mention the fact that Mazii teeped, like Lilo got up, Mazii teeped him, stuck him against the cage wall, and then didn't put the pressure on. And then that's kind of what led to that there. The fact Mazii was too scared for pressure led to Lilo being able to account the pressure, put him against the cage, and then led to that trade, and it just was murder she wrote there for Mazii.
Oh, man. Doctor in the house. We don't need a doctor. I think we need a coroner because that's a dead body. Man, that was a nice knockout. I love Fador too, by the way. Good work there. I'm glad we got that fight, man. I'm glad we got that fight. Even if it was a little laggy, guys. Thanks to the competitors for persevering. Thanks, guys. It was a fun one. All right, we got a 27 millisecond ping, so this one will be a wreck. No, we're on a great momentum right now, Doc. But let's move on. What do you say? Winter and Jack Hanna. What do you got to say about these competitors?
Well, these two guys, they are warriors in their own right. Jack coming up through VFL, through primetime, making himself known. He knows the score. He's seen the competitive scene from top to bottom. Actually, a relatively new guy on the block compared to most of these guys here. Winter making his debut way back in UFC 4 as well. He knows the score. He knows the game through and through. He's a veteran when compared to Jack, and I think both right now we're about to see an utter strike fest. Neither guy really enjoying the grappling game that much and are more happy to throw hands at a moment's notice tonight.
All right. Jackson 1-0 versus Winter for what it's worth. Again, they may have alternate accounts or maybe even, probably not, but maybe they fight without the record on. But otherwise, 1-0 against them. So they fought before. Let's see if Winter can get one back on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we get to see the new Dustin Poirier model, which I've got to admit looks so much better than the other Dustin Poirier model versus Islam.
Comes out orthodox, which is interesting. Winter comes out left hand forward. Nice shot. Yes. Gentle sound effects. I like it. I like it. We got some sound, not the craziest violent sound, but we're still going to get some action here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could be the case Winter wants to play Southpaw versus Orthodox instead of the Southpaw versus Southpaw, which means your lead hook acts differently, because those are the main two differences between the stances. It depends just how your lead hook interacts. If you're used to playing Southpaw against a lot of Orthodox players, you'll see a lot of strikers switch to the opposite one because they like that, and then it's always the way it's a weird little mechanic that you don't really notice it until you start properly switching stances a lot of the time.
Man, I'm so happy that we're in the booth together, Doc. That was awesome. Great job. One of those things also is like the unblockable counter, right? I think if they throw a hook in your opposite stance or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a check hook. It's a weird little mechanic. I don't think the game's fully, apparently fully fixed, but I still don't think it's fully there. I could be mistaken but I think that's mainly due to so many different hook animations, which is lovely, but the rest of the game just needs to catch up to it now.
Exactly. A lot of things that are in great shape in this game. A lot of things need to be caught up, but that's a big uppercut, man. He's hurt bad.
Yeah. Not wasting any time on the ground, wants to keep going. Most of these shots have been straight down the middle. Jack is trying to find his footing right now, and Winter is just leading the fight. It looks like every big counter, every sway has majorly been in Winter's favour so far, and you saw with that slip uppercut as well. Lower will go at the clinch, but again, I think if you're Jack right now, you need to re-establish yourself, because right now it's just looking worse and worse as time goes on. Not as bad as Kante versus Basic, but if he doesn't manage to change the course now within this next minute and a half, the second round is just going to get worse from here.
Yeah, had that snowball effect, right? Winter started the season 2-0, but he's lost 3 in a row. So he doesn't want to lose 4 in a row here for sure. And he's winning this round. Took a little damage there to the head and body, though. So this fight ain't over by any means.
I mean, I've just had a look over at our scouting report. The one loss is to KM Frosty, another loss is to Webcam. Webcam's in the co-main or one of them in the top 3 fights here tonight. So I don't think that's a bad loss. And Frosty, I think, is a former ESFL champion as well. So again, neither of those losses are exactly bad. One, it's just run of the mill. Someone's got to be the loser here, and I think Jack Hanna may be that one at the rate this fight's going, sadly.
You're absolutely right. Killer strength of schedule for Winter. So, but that's the ESFL. Pretty much, if you're fighting top 15 guys, you're going against some killers. Good fight here. Like you said, a winner wasn't as big as what Kante did in the previous fight, but that was definitely a dominating first round. But he's taking a little bit of damage. I saw Poirier's health down a little bit, but his recovery stats like 100 or I don't know, something damn near it. So he's regenerating a lot of health as Poirier.
Well, into the southpaw stance this time around, a switch up from there, maybe trying to see it, but it's looking like that southpaw stance was the main thing confusing Jack Hanna there, as the knees come in, as the pressure comes forward. Suddenly, Makachev is looking like the star-studded striker that who has been against Volkanovski and other fighters in the real life here.
Yeah, man. Makachev is no joke. Good damage there, though. They're both game right here. They're both got a shot at this point. I think whoever wins this round is going to win it all, assuming it goes this far or past this round. I got a feeling there might be a finish.
Ooh.
That was a nice takedown right there.
Lovely little takedown. Unexpected, to be honest. I haven't really seen Jack grapple offensively in quite a long time, but I like to see it nonetheless. What I was going to mention before I hit the mat was maybe the fact that Jack Hanna switches stances, because he has a lot of success in suddenly Orthodox versus Orthodox and Southpaw versus Southpaw, which is basically the same as Orthodox. So unless you're kicking Winter's leg, and I think it's a bit too late now with being 3 minutes into round 2, if you do it that way, I mean, that's probably going to be the best bet. Play switcheroos in terms of switch stances, that's probably the idea. But top mount here can really change the game here.
Well, he may not be a huge ground and pound type of competitor, but he knew with Makachev that had to be part of his game plan, and it's starting to really do some damage right now.
Yeah, it really is. He's managed to hold on to it. Low ping as well makes these denials even easier. Into back mount we go. Got a lot of options. I mean, Dustin Poirier has the 3 get-ups, but Winter's got to hit them first. You can see him slowly popping up, but if he's not careful...
Ooh, got it.
I would have gone to a back mount so much earlier. Back flat, you could, with that GA especially, but nonetheless...
Oh my gosh. Back flat's so dominating, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I kind of I'm not going to say lucky there. Make your own luck sometimes. But Winter was in really big trouble, but he's glad to be on his feet here at the last minute and a half of round 2.
I really think Jack needs to switch stances.
Hey, it made a difference. I catch on to that. It really, you're right. It did.
Because Jack is just not confident with where that lead hook is. We're trading with that rear hook either. Lovely little ground pound. Going into the favour of Makachev finally, which is nice to see. A minute left on the clock. Could he get another top mount? That is the question. I think if he does, he's secured the round for certain. Right now, though, I think it's all a bit up in the air.
Yeah, a little bit up in the air. He, especially early on, I thought was just trying to control the clock a little bit, try to gas out Winter a little bit. But, the round got a little closer in the mid-round, so he can't guarantee he's going to win this. But I don't know. If he ends up on top like this, a little bit of control time, he's done some damage. Close. I don't like to play around with the judges too much, but this is still the smart thing to do. score some points and sap some stamina. And also don't get knocked down and knocked out yourself. Might be a smart thing by Jack.
4 significance to like 12 or something, 2 knockdowns into the favor of Islam. Islam looked really good. I mean, he started using that grappling a bit more. Again, he had a lot of success in the other stance just off the get-go before he's using now. Winter has switched stances instantly and he hasn't got stunned, so I think that's there to play. Again, it's a mixture of Jack wants to lead with the jab when in this type of stance you need to be leading with that straight instead, and the trade in terms of the rear hooks changes as well. There's just a lot of minute details that I think someone as veteran as Winter has realized here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. These guys are top of the food chain. They got all the little tricks. They know all the nuances. All right, we're seeing Winter press the attack, even clinched him up, put him against the cage.
Yeah, I
Good
mean, there's a
defense by
couple.
Jack, though.
That was the second chance I think Jack could have straightened the Kimura, because in back clinch you can get the Kimura count. I'm pretty sure Islam has that, and he could have got on top that way. You saw a back sitting transition at the end of round 2, where again he could have straightened the Kimura, gone to an armbar, and done it that way as well. It's a couple of positions that I think if you know they're there, you should really be using them. But I think in this case it was just momentary notice because there's so much going on as Winter presses forwards those jab straights.
Oh, good sidestep there by Jack, because he was in trouble. His head health was almost gone, and he was up against the cage. But a nice major lunge overhead. Beautiful work, and he falls into the ground, going for the finish, Doc.
Oh my God. Only just surviving. Now this is Jack's fight to lose. Fantastic round 2 has led to round 3 coming in, looking really good here. The overhand just about working with the southpaw stance fantastically enough as well. So evidently Jack knows more than we do. But here we are, 10 minutes left on the clock. Jack just needs to keep the pace slow, not shoot some takedowns and like that. But nonetheless, here it goes.
You can't get caught trying to go into a takedown to catch a knee or an uppercut or something. That would definitely change things around. Otherwise, he's got this in the bag. Minute 45.
A lovely little fake takedown into the uppercuts. It's looking like Winter's really digging. He's really digging those uppers. He really doesn't want takedowns, which makes sense because as soon as it hits the mat, we're a minute 20 left. It's basically curtains at that point. Curtains isn't.
Ain't over yet. 1 minute. They're going to point at the ground. I don't know if I would follow if I was Jack, but Winter definitely wants to slug it out in the middle.
Oh,
back take.
Ducking under that hook in a weird animation, but nonetheless, just shoot a spear. Jesus, his stam is gone. Like you just jumped around him. A spear would have worked fantastically there. Oh, Jesus!
Serious damage all across his body. Poor guy. Get him to a hospital. Is there a doctor in the house, Doc? We need one. I love Poirier. I hate to see him get hurt like that. That was violent. That might be one of the nastiest knockouts I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, you can just hear.
They're showing the replay too. Good job, guys. That's what I like to see.
Expected like the body shot clearly, and was going for the elbow counter, which you can get off there. But as you see the arm slow down, it wasn't a body shot. It was that lead hook. The arm behind
his shoulder.
Nah, that was
a video game, guys. It's okay. Poirier wasn't hurt that bad. Thank God. Great fight, Doc. We're getting a lot of violence today. A lot of fun fights.
Yeah, we are.
I'm really enjoying this so far. That was fight number 5, and it's been just as good. Number 1 to number 5.
Yeah, no,
we got next.
We're on fight 6 now. Jesus, we are keeping good pace.
We don't play around in the ESFL. No ads. Hardly any plugs. We barely even plug ourselves. I will say this. Go follow ESFL on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to Twitch. If you're on Twitch, go to our YouTube. Make sure you sub. Make sure you like the stream if you can. All that stuff. And any donations on YouTube or Twitch, 100% go to Fighter Pools. So there you go. How about that, Doc? That was my plug.
It's always good to plug your own stuff.
You gotta.
Yeah, of course you gotta. You got to always make sure to plug it, even if it's on, even whilst you're streaming the thing. It's a weird one.
Exactly.
You always need to make
sure. Why the heck not? Why the heck not? We got a good pace. We've been on live like 45 minutes, and we've done 5 fights. Like ESFL does UFC does like 2 fights in that time. All right, here we go. Without further ado, no reason to stall. What do you say we do beach versus intro? Doc, what do you got about these two?
So it is the classic American versus UK roster here. You have intro part of the S2 camp. You saw basic earlier lose M-Town before that. I don't know if he's a part of S2, but I do know he's former KM, if not still KM. Don't quote me. So I would say it's 1-1. Intro's looking to make it 2-1 here tonight. Bicho, on the other hand, this man knows how to strike, knows how to put the pressure on, and can cause some utter chaos in the octagon at a moment's notice. Intro is a man who is star-studied. He loves the lunging straights. He loves the fancy technical stuff. So expect a brawl-type fighter versus a technical striker. I think is probably the best way to say it.
I like it. Intro versus Beach, and Usman versus Edwards. Could watch this. We don't even see this too much in the ESFL, especially in the most recent weeks. I don't recall seeing this matchup, but it's a really fun one. I'm glad these guys picked these characters.
Yeah, it seems like coming into UFC 5, Edwards became quite a dominant champion. Usman, without the force of nature's kind of a bit lackluster now. He's got a good arm triangle on the ground. He's got the jab straights and he's got takedowns, but with the game and the better improved subs, having some core subs on the ground is massively needed as well nowadays. And with Usman's lackluster sub roster, it makes it kind of difficult in some regards, I would argue.
Nice. That's the type of in-depth info we needed on this broadcast, Doctor. Well, so far they're both kind of chopping away at each other. Intro's taking more damage, so judges really do consider damage a lot in this game. What are you seeing from Intro that he needs to do to switch up this momentum here, Doc?
Bit more pressure, a couple more jabs down the line. They're both orthodox, so you don't have to worry about the issues of the previous matchup here. It's more just about controlling the fight. The kicks there by Bicho seems to be the biggest one as well. So the rear hand is very much open there if you can get that going, jab rear hand. But it's looking like Intro is going more for the classic jab straight down the middle, working that block through. It's going to be a murder by 1,000 cuts, even with the 5-star jab straight to Usman here, I would argue.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about, though. Usman doesn't necessarily have as much pop on his shots without that force of nature. That was a beautiful uppercut counter, though, and he followed it up with a 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Intro's no joke, man. So, Beach isn't either. But I think Intro could probably get about as much as you can out of this Usman.
Mm-hmm.
Minute 13 to go, first round.
The good part for Bicho, there hasn't been a lot of trades, and trades I would argue definitely favour Usman with his power and his move levels more specifically. I think they've got similar power overall, but the move levels are more into Usman's favour, so that really amps up the damage in a few regards. 40 seconds left. Neither guy really having the stand battle one, winning anything in particular. It's just been very middle down the line, trading shots one after the other. I think as they go into round 2, it's going to be more about big counters, landing those big counters, because right now it's more, I'll go first, then you go, then I'll go, then you go, and that just needs to be mixed up a bit. And with round 2, that's a complete reset. That's going to be an interesting one. Intro could also maybe look at a takedown. It's definitely not in Intro's typical arsenal, but a takedown with Usman makes a lot of sense. Edwards as well. We've seen both of these fight in real life. Both of them can grapple. They've done fantastic work even against each other. So it's definitely anybody's fight, any place to go. And that's a good way to start it.
Yes. Lead counter. I think Intro using a little bit of reach with those 1-2s. He can kind of poke him a little bit, get him to overextend, and then catch him with that big uppercut or even a takedown. Is the route to victory here. So beautiful lead uppercut to start it off.
Oh, lovely. Digging down to that body as well, which is what you want to be seeing. Intro not putting back like you see typically when people want to get into pullback counter wars, but the body kick missing is going to do something to the stamina as well. And with that stun and that miss kick. Now the Stam is starting to see a bit more of a difference. You're starting to see Bicho gassing out just slightly bit more, but again, it's not significant enough to worry about yet, I would argue.
Right. And Bicho threw like 120, 130 strikes and only landed 44. He wasn't super gassed come out in the second round, but you can see the stamina starting to tick away a little. But he's also been working Intro's body, though, so that's why, you know, Intro hasn't been able to get a huge stamina gain, because he's taking some nasty uppercuts to the body. And there's another good body counter and a body kick, too.
Ooh.
There you go. Oh, man. Intro caught him with a hook there. Yeah. But then he almost caught him big time.
I feel like
it's a game of millimeters.
And that's the millimeter Intro needed, getting that rear hook. All it was, that rear hook. It's just because neither guy's really landing a lot of clean shots. A lot of them are landing on the block, but that rear hook there, as you can see by Intro now, is really starting to open up, and Beach has got to be careful here. He can't realistically trade, especially with Power Roostman. Front kick there, nearly got him, but the block being up just a bit too quick.
Intro's doing good of just, you know, not overextending himself. 1, 2, 3 strikes in a row at most. Just fundamentals, leaning on that 1, 2, and the rear hook and the lead uppercut is his main attacks and counters.
So Intro's longest combo, I think, so far has been the jab strike. Everything else is that he keeps showing that jab uppercut to scare Bicho from ducking, and so then when he throws the jab afterwards, just about.
That was good head movement, because that would have been a knockdown otherwise.
I mean, I was half expecting a ducking roundhouse there to be fired off Bicho, but that was a double drop there happening fantastically.
He's done.
Gets the finish.
Gosh, Doctor, that was beautiful work by both guys, but Intro, he is not going to let that slide. He's like, you know what? I'm going to have to finish this right now. This is a little too risky on my feet, and I'm going to finish you, Beach. And he did. Good work, man.
Indeed. I mean, Bicho tried to look good. He really did, and he did in a lot of cases, but Intro was just one step ahead. It was the simple, basic ideas and the footwork, especially, because every time that Bicho would enter into the pocket, he would get clipped some way, but then every time Intro was entering and exiting, it was just kind of struggling for Bicho to land some key shots there, and sometimes that's the way it goes, depending on the matchup, and it seemed like that was really the issue there.
Great job weathering the storm, sticking to those basics, and not overextending himself. You still got to throw back. So when your opponent throws 120 strikes that first round, you can't just be sitting there only defending. So he had some good counter, but as he slowly but surely got ahead on that stamina game and damage, all it takes is a couple big shots before you know it, Edwards is out. So that was a really fun one too, man. I don't even know how we're gonna approach Fight of the Night, because they're all like so good. So I don't know. Maybe they'll keep getting better and someone will really impress us, but that was really fun fight. Pretty evenly matched. Good technique there, Doc.
For sure. I mean, they look fantastic overall. And it only gets better. We're going on to fight 7 now? Jesus.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do it. Getting Sparked versus Caliber, another S2. What do you know about Getting Sparked and Caliber?
I haven't seen Getting Sparked around for a long time. Looking at his scan report, he has lost to M-Town. No, he's beat M-Town, he's lost to Trixie, but also beat EK Maceo. Fighting someone like S2 Caliber, you saw Intro. Caliber is a teammate of Intro for certain. A man who has got belts in the Pre-T, who has had a title contender over here, beating Fad in some regard, drew a bit of controversy, then lost his belt, if I remember correctly, all that MacGuffins. But here he is again, looking to make a run. Hopefully getting this win, maybe a win next week or the week after, I can't remember particularly, and then looking to go for the title again. But here we go with Sean O'Malley versus Sandhagen here.
And Caliber's the type of guy that only has to fight top 10 type of guys. This is, Getting Sparks' 14, so this is a chance at maybe a get-right fight for Caliber after he's fought such killers in the last few fights. On the other hand, this is a big opportunity for getting sparked, pick up this dub, add Caliber to his resume, go 3-1 as we're headed to the end of the season. That's a great performance by getting sparked, who was added to the roster mid-season, so this is big for him.
It really is. I mean, being added to the big mid-season means you're fighting a lot of the guys you've just lost who are hungry for a win, and those guys are already confident in their approach. You know, takedown shot by Corey makes sense, but if you're shooting takedowns with Corey this early, maybe you shouldn't have gone Corey.
That's a great point, Doc. It's not like the third round and it's a really desperate situation. You're like, okay, within the first 2 minutes of round one, maybe he's just throwing him off or trying to catch him on something, but if he continues that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like if you caught their leg, you've stuck them against the cage, you're doing it that way, or it's a trip and then you're jumping on them, or you've knocked them down, makes complete sense. But shooting the takedown straight in about 2 minutes of the fight, I have to ask some questions there, but nonetheless, both of these guys starting off pretty solid. Sandhagen, though, definitely having a stamina deficit already, and as those needs of Caliber start to come out, this is going to make worse and worse. Getting sparked, though, managing to get it down to the mat. But now here comes the difficulty.
Him, though. He's losing a lot of stamina, but that was a great takedown. But that costs a lot. He needs to do something with this now with 2 minutes to go.
What subs does Sandhagen have? I'm genuinely can't remember. Does he have arm triangles?
That's beyond my pay grade and intelligence level, Doc.
I don't think he does.
I hope he has at least something that's a 3-star, but I don't even know if he has any 3-stars.
I don't think he does. He may be an RNC that's 3 stars, but an RNC being 3 stars is kind of redundant. Unless you're really looking to RNC people to get him coming back again. Yeah, realistically, if Caliber can just chill for the next minute, hold him in full guard, maybe straight in an armbar, something like that. It's an odd choice. It really is. I'm confused by the game plan, and I look forward to seeing how it turns out over the next course of the 2 rounds, most likely. But so far, nice little ground and pound there.
Scored a little, but not worth the investment of stamina necessarily.
Yeah. This game's a fighting game, but a stam game first and foremost. And if you don't have a stam to really be able to compete with it, then you're going to struggle, especially in terms of trades, in terms of the grappling overall. And this, I must admit, is a bit of a head scratcher.
I'm trying to come up with a narrative, but I can't really come up with one yet. But it could just be
he won the round.
Like first round. It just kind of, I mean, you're right. I don't know.
He won the round, so evidently there's some logic there. I mean, I think most of that was the full guard ground and pound, I must admit. Saw that body kick there again. The takedowns fails that happened throughout that round definitely didn't help the stam. The body work which we've seen throughout this fight definitely didn't help the stam. So, is it the case that maybe getting Sparks going for a decision, going for that long game, trying to outlast it, and knowing that he's already got that stam deficit, and thus for Caliber, it's going to be the case of putting on the pace, winning where he can, and then once it hits the ground, chilling. But with a head kick like that, that's not going to run good for the long run, I really don't think. This is a uphill battle now, I think, even with the 1 round in the bag.
Yeah, he's getting caught with leg kicks, body kicks, another spinning kick to the body. Then, of course, when he dropped his elbows, he hit him with that beautiful roundhouse to the head. I guess I can see why getting sparked went for that takedown, but at this point, he's really in trouble standing up right now. It's starting to catch up to him.
Yeah, well, you have the jabs being established in the range, the boxing, you have the rear hooks coming out just knowing that he's going to be walking that way. You have the teeps constantly pushing as Sandhagen is trying to engage in that striking as well, so it's just getting that distance further and further and around that straight there again. It's just slow, methodical picking apart here by the Caliber, it seems like. And, I mean, if you're Sandhagen, it is actually maybe just shoot a takedown.
Maybe that was the right idea. He's catching with that nice lead little body kick, just poking the liver with the toe. It's adding up. It all adds up, especially when you're, O'Malley and you're landing 4, 5, 6 of them in a round. There's another. Halfway mark of the fight.
Caliber's doing a really good job. I was going to say he's doing a really good job pinning his opponents against like the cage. He was doing a good job at pinning his opponent against the cage, controlling that range, doing a fantastic job there. It really just means he has complete control over the fight. Gotta be careful though with those kicks, but again, the slam difference is meaning even if he does whiff, he can instantly go into trade and still feel quite confident he's not going to get really injured because of the lack of stam.
Caliber's really hurting that body now. I love it. I love body work in these games, and it's starting to really accumulate. There's another one. He's gonna get flashed soon.
Yeah, that rear body kick, it's really so close. Goes to the takedown, you can see a couple of knees there. Yep, just working it. He decides to disengage. Sensible decision given the fact the body is nearly ruined. Oh, both of them getting stunned, it looks like.
Pointing at him. Insult to injury. Goes for that big head kick. Might as well go all for broke here. Missed it, though. Blocked well.
Oh, head kick getting straight in there. It definitely seeming like getting Spark's best option right now is their head kicks, but
beautiful work here by Caliber. And he's not getting in a slugfest and like leaving it up to chance or like allowing for some 1 out of 100 flying knee to catch him when he ducks into it or nothing. No, he's being smart. Good defense, chipping away. He knows he's got this in the bag at this time. Seems with Caliber. So I think it's smart not to get into any slugfest or go too fast for the finish, you know?
Well, looking at the two scouting report parts, excellent body work and gets better as the fight progresses. You're definitely seeing that here tonight with Caliber. Like he lost round 1, look according to the stats. He's come out, dominated round 2, just took a head kick. Maybe not the best, but accidents happen.
Sparks trying to spark him and definitely woke him up a little bit.
Yeah,
Caliber
he's just
collected himself.
In this fight.
Yeah, definitely. He's like,
just reminded Caliber that he's still in the fight. Yeah, but did instantly get body stunned straight afterwards though, so that's difficulty. The difficulty now is because his body is so ruined, he's going to be blocking it a lot more. So if you're Caliber, just work the head. Head kick maybe, like just set up what you would normally do to the body, but this time stick a head kick instead.
This is the time to do it because he went for it, but that was risky.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, a tornado kick, maybe not the best kick to just wing out, but I love it nonetheless.
Yes, as a commentator and co-owner of ESFL, I love the entertainment value. Keep it up.
Oh, jumping down, looking to finish the head health though, not really much. Goes into half guard.
He doesn't want to risk anything because he got caught up a little bit, woke him up a little bit this round. So, just as I say that, he stands back up, going for that highlight finish, I guess. There's a flying knee.
Oh, Jesus. I was the thing is, I was going to say on the ground is the fact he hasn't done a lot of damage to the head health, but still managed to get the finish there, getting the stun on the ground, jumping into the backside. And that was a fantastic finish there by Cap.
Super fun. Another really enjoyable fight all around. A little bit one-sided. I mean, from the get-go, Caliber had a good game plan and was really working the body, just like his scouting report says. Excellent body work. Gets better as fight progresses. That's what he wanted put in the scouting report, and that's exactly what he did. So, great work by Caliber. Spark had some heart, though. He didn't give up. He actually was almost caught him with a couple big shots that could always potentially change things around. So, big respect to both those fighters. Another good one in the bag, Doctor.
Indeed. A bit of a scary head kick at the end of round 3. Was kind of and ahhing in round 1, but that was a lot of it just due to the pure confusion and bewilderment of the takedown attempt, most likely. But getting Spark tried. He tried a lot of different options. I feel like it was mainly the Sandhagen pick used to counter the reach of Marat. Of a Mali and maybe a Marab or a Yam pick would have worked better. A bit more brawly, a bit more can keep in close contact, less of that kicking range, which is what Caliber clearly wanted to be at. But that's something to look back on. You've got all the footage now. You can go back, watch that fight, see where you went wrong, and come back better next time round.
That's what it's all about. Caliber is no joke at all. Like I said, he's fought some of the best guys this season, and he's been around. You know, he had so many top-level fights in UFC 4 and in other leagues and etc. So Caliber, big-time vet, showed it there. We're getting sparked. You know, I think he's still got promise in the future, so we'll see him back in ESFL soon, I'm sure.
For sure. Looking ahead, though, one of Caliber's only losses during this season has been Dex Primacy, and he's going up against Ozzy. I believe they're still just getting me up, still getting everything a little bit sorted, but we have been like going at a very fast pace. So it's always nice to have a bit of a calm before anything else, and so we can just take it to 5 minutes, look back at the fights that we've just had, which have been hectic after hectic fights so far tonight.
They have been. I don't know if I can pick my favorite. Oh, it's so tough.
I mean, I know.
They've all been awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, happy honest. I think I already know my performance, which is probably Kante with that performance against Basic. But
that kind of
like,
came to my mind as like the best, like the most biggest surprise. Or like, wow, that was a great performance. I agree. It was a little one-sided, but that's why it was such a great performance, because Kante just did some great work against Basic, who was a big-time vet himself.
Jack had a fantastic comeback. I mean,
I was thinking of that one too, maybe.
Looked really good. Viper versus M-Town started out this in the most brawliest fashion, to the fact that neither of them are in B3, and yet they looked better than the Kieran Crow fight. Crow, though, also had a performance of a lifetime there. Round 1, subs galore. Like,
yeah, that was really nice.
This has been a fantastic card so far.
I think so too. Don't forget about that really laggy one that we really got to see an awesome knockout by Fedor. So I mean, like every fight has its own story.
Best knockout of the night. No, actually, it would have been Jack's probably got the best knockout. But
yeah, Poirier getting massacred. That was
but Lilo's definitely a close second with that uppercut as Tom Aspinall's falling down. But I think these guys are finally up and ready. They finally caught up to us. Looking like we're going to have Ozzy Kid versus Dex Primacy at welterweight. Dex using Leon Edwards, and Ozzy using his tried and true classic pick of the alter ego, Nate Diaz. Shocking. If you know Ozzy, it isn't shocking at all.
Exactly. I ain't surprised. You know what I mean? UFC 196 version of Nate Diaz. I ain't surprised. MF versus Leon Edwards. Here we go. What's that?
Is this the one that fought Connor?
I think it's the one that choked him out. Was that? And then the rematch was at like 205. I thought it was. Maybe I'm backwards, but I think this is the first fight where he fought Connor and choked him out. I think. Someone's already making fun of me in the comments if I'm wrong, and that's okay. Ozzy Kid versus Dex. Dex is 4-3. Ozzy Kid 2-2. Let's see what we got here.
Well, lead front kick into a rear front kick. Lead teep. Attempting to rear teep. It seems like Edwards is wanting to teep Nate Diaz to death. Nate Diaz is already getting that jab established, going for the takedown very early on. Interesting look. It's going to be a dangerous game on the ground, though, with Nate Diaz on the back. He's got the full guard transition from side control. He's got rubber guard. He's got plenty of subs. It's a dangerous game, but it's definitely a possible idea to do it, especially with the likes of Leon Edwards having a very good dance on the ground as well, though. So
that is very risky. I mean, if you got the skills, both your character as well as your stick skills, then maybe you try that. But whenever I fight Nate Diaz, I do my absolute best not to get on the ground. Even if I'm in side control dominant, I just stand up like 9 out of 10 times, because I know he's just going to get me to guard and then put me in the rubber guard or sweep me. Like, I'm like, okay, let's stand back up. But standing up against Nate ain't easy at all either. So good pick, but everyone knows it's Ozzy's #1 pick.
The issue I'm seeing here so far is the fact Dex doesn't want to engage in the striking that much. Understandably so. You have the long, lengthy reach of Ozzy, and it's just playing that game with those jab straights is just a deadly idea in a lot of cases, and it's going to lead you taking unnecessary damage. The issue is, though, with that is because Dex doesn't want to engage in the striking, these takedowns are having that difficulty, but he did manage to get that. A couple bits of strike in there. You saw him decide, okay, I'm not going to get just a clean takedown, so I'm going to engage in it. Then got the takedown there, as you can see. Short start term does get reversed though, and that's not a great start.
Don't play around with Nate on the bottom, especially if it's Ozzy. Like, I don't know. I think it's more dangerous in almost any position. He gets back up though. Ozzy wanted to get right up.
Yeah. I think Ozzy knows the way he wins this fight is just slow and steady through the means of the jab straights and the way the game is. As we mentioned earlier, Ozzy knows Nate Diaz pick quite well. He loves it, so he knows the style he needs to be using to win it. And I think Dex is trying to figure out a way to do that. Head kick, just one, but did quite a bit of damage there, though.
There's definitely something to be said about a competitor who really only uses one fighter or tries to use only one fighter if possible. Like, it's one thing to be good with a bunch of different fighters, but if you just put all your time and effort into one fighter, you can bring it to that next level. You know every single nuance, and it's just like an extension of your body instead of flipping between all different fighters. Of course, being well-rounded and being able to use a lot of the roster is a good idea, but, you know, I think it's pretty cool that Ozzy's like, all right, I'm Diaz till I die, and just train with him 100% of the time, pretty much, and you know, it makes you an elite fighter with him.
Sure. Having like a couple of like main picks, even just across weight classes, maybe one in bantamweight, maybe one in lightweight, maybe one in middleweight, which are like the three main better weights. Always a great idea to have, especially as you start competing more and more at these higher levels. But also, if you ban mirror matches, you then got to have a couple other backup picks, and you've got to be worried about. You've got to be able to mix and match when needed, and that's both a to and fro when you are so obsessed with one fighter. But it also is the case of some people aren't scared of a man who's practiced 1,000 kicks. Some people are scared of a man who's only practiced one kick 1,000 times. It's that case as well.
Absolutely, perfect analogy there, Doc. Dex has only really lost to some of the best in the entire ESFL. He's lost to, let's see here, lost to Warrior in the Final Four tournament. He's lost, my scouting report kind of glitched out. But long story short, even though Dex is 4-3, like he's got a really tough strength of schedule. No joke at all.
No, so looking at some of his wins as well, he's defeated Caliber, as I said, EK Declan and Kante. Has lost to Fonte and Camille, which are known as being bad losses. If anything, they're kind of similar to this type of style, I would argue, which you see with Ozzy Kid. Less with the Nate Diaz, but more overall where they are wanting to stand back, wanting to play along. They like that distance. They don't like being crowded. And so I think that's where you see, where if you probably look at those sites and see it to this way, you're going to see Dex probably trying to implement the same game plan and wanting to grapple and engage that way. And so far, it's an interesting one. I don't really know who's winning this fight, to be honest. It's no guys managed to. Yeah,
I can't tell. I can't tell either. I think maybe Ozzy won the first round, and I feel like maybe Dex is winning the second round, but who knows?
Definitely feels that way. I think Dex has given up on the takedowns. Yeah. Which I don't think is a bad idea given the fact that he was definitely taking a bit of a stamina deficit. It was wasting time, and it probably caused him to lose that first round. Head kicks there, though. Second time he's landed it. It's a good little shot there, and I think maybe key as time goes on here tonight. Oh, that's done, though.
He's got him cornered, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Nate's hurt. We all know he's tough as hell, but that head health is pretty low. It's flashing. Just even like landing a jab or even a couple shots through the block will make it flash. Nice head kick.
Nate Diaz's head kick is something unique that I don't know why it works, but it has consistently worked.
Maybe you just think it's like false sense of security. Like, oh, okay, I'm out of the distance of the 1-2. And then pop.
Yeah, he's boxing. His legs are like 89. I'll be fine. Uh-oh.
5 seconds. Okay, backs off.
Good
round.
In favor of Dex, I think it is. Something like that.
This is a super close one, man. Ozzy's hurt, though. I mean, not only is he like, well, obviously Nate can take tons of blood and cuts and swelling, but his head health is certainly lower at this point. And no matter how tough you are, you can only take so much brain damage, Doctor. You know this.
For sure. I mean, he's also got quite low cut stability. Well, that may be wrong. I don't know. I can't remember the stats of the actual alter ego. I just know they're better than the first one, so he's probably got a bit of improved cut susceptibility, in fairness. Head kick not quite landing. Rear hook coming over the top there, doing quite nicely. 4 minutes of this last round to go. 1-1 most likely, I think, as we've called it. The stats could stay a lot differently. Whoever's streaming definitely hasn't got a clue, let's be real, so they're going to be probably pressuring and yeah, well
you stuck that head kick and lead hook, I believe is what caught him, man.
Yeah,
that's lights out right there.
Fantastic little KO, lovely read to the head kick. I mean, Dexter, I said one of the guys was going to be pushing a bit more, and Dex evidently was that guy, and Jesus Christ did he really push. But you can see it, short, sharp, sweet, right on the chin. Dexter's leading that fight towards the end, but Ozzy, fantastic counter, fantastic shot, and that was all she wrote.
That was precision. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot. Ozzy Kid goes a 3-2 representing Toon Squad. Ozzy Kid also went 4-2 in the ESFL and UFC 4, so certainly making a name for himself. I'm wondering if he might have an outside chance to make ESFL 175 our grand finale. Just as a heads up, after this event, there's going to be one more Xbox event, which will be 173. And then at 175, we're going to have a combined grand finale. We're going to be inviting not only past and current champions, but we're going to be inviting some special guests and people who, put on fun fights. I know at least a few people from today's undercard are going to get an invite to ESFL 175. So with a win like this and that type of work, I'm pretty sure Ozzy will make that card. And hell, at 3-2, if he wins next card and becomes 4-2, he might have an outside shot to make top 10 or even top 5, Doctor. So Ozzy's on a roll.
For sure. I mean, he looked fantastic there. He looked good. Nate Diaz evidently is his main pick. But with that being said, we move on. Looks like these next two guys are up and ready to go. And this time we've got BFAP DirtyDave versus BFAP Trickzzy Part 409 or something like that. I feel like it has to be. I've seen these guys fight I don't know how many times across BT, across ESFL. These guys are just ridiculous. And they can't mates.
He's trained so much with each other. I don't even see a record keeping of their fighting. So I got a feeling they Oh. Okay, we're recovered stream. Let's power through. Hold together, baby. We got it. Boom, baby. Trixie and DirtyDave, the co-main event. They're back when DirtyDave 6-3, Trixie 5-4. They've actually fought once this season. And again, they both were at ESFL Live Las Vegas at the HyperX Arena. So they've trained together, they fought together, they met each other in person. What a matchup we got here, Doctor.
Indeed. Both of these guys, though, looking at the performance here. Trixie currently on a streak fight winning streak. This would be his 4th win in a row if he does manage to do it, which is always nice to see him getting those wins in the corner and going 6-4. Dave, if he gets this win, will go 7-3, which is definitely a record not to scoff at. Quite impressive across the board. But here we go. Both of them starting off rough and hard. Jab straights going down the middle. I don't really expect any type of calling off process. Just these two winging shots at each other should probably be the main start of this fight here.
Absolutely. Here's a question for you. Dave is big uppercut.
Oh,
Dave's
Jesus.
always a wrestler, but he must think he needs to be Topuria to hang with Connor, and then maybe he can use some jiu-jitsu on the ground. But Dave's usually big-time wrestling. I haven't even seen him go for a takedown yet.
Is there any other major wrestling picks outside of Topuria who are deemed meta though? I mean, you've got names like Bryce Mitchell, you've got Emmett, but he doesn't have the subs. Jesus. I mean, you got Moss Isley, whatever his name is. I can't remember it properly. Oh,
Trixie's trying to massacre him.
Yeah, I feel like Trixie I feel like Dave stole something off Trixie, and Trixie's really wanting it back right now. Trixie is going all out.
Trixie lost to Dave earlier this season. I don't know. I don't have exactly the event, but a few months ago they fought. Trixie lost to Dave, so that's what he got. His pride was stolen. He's coming after it.
He's wanting to really just get that win back, make it 1-1 instead. Maybe see each other at 175 just for that big trilogy of the season.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's
not over yet, though. Of course,
No.
Dave is just one of the best veterans out there. It ain't over till Fat Lady sings. It's so scary going against this version of Connor, let alone with Trixie behind him. Yikes.
Yeah, it's impressive the fact that Dave's managed to survive so far. The screen is on their end, not ours. As you can see, the waiting for opponent. Please don't. Dave has consistent issues. I really hope it isn't what I think it's happening.
No.
Oh.
Well, dang. Back to us. You know what? I'm going to have them go ahead and lobby up and just start playing immediately. So no rush. I know you guys are getting the re-invite. It might take a minute or two. I'm sure they'll be ready any second. Go ahead and lock back in, guys. We'll run it back. Best of 3. If it fails again, it'll probably be a non-contest, but we'll give them one more chance.
Yeah, I know Dave has been having some issues with this. It runs perfectly fine, and suddenly something goes on with his internet. No, I don't think it's even his fault, which is weirdly enough. So,
hey, these things happen in MMA, as Gus Johnson said one time, I believe. A little different situation, but we're gonna run that back. DirtyDave and Trixie, they're already getting back into the lobby. So as soon as they lock back in, we're going back to them. I like it. ESFL keeps on grinding. What, if anything, Doctor, can DirtyDave do after realizing that was going very, very, very badly for him? What could he do with a, kind of opportunity that most people don't get to start from scratch like this?
Exactly. It's an opportunity most people don't get to just have a hectic first round and then have it suddenly called out, and then suddenly you're back into the octagon. Both these teammates, so they're used to fighting each other. If you're Dave and you're really wanting this win, shoot a takedown as soon as you can. Taking down Trixie is kind of a different story, but put on the pressure, get him against that cage, shoot a takedown that way, and then really start to unload all your damage on the ground, and then you can start engaging on the feet, because it's clear as soon as Trixie gets himself going, as soon as he gets the pace going, you can see the head health for Dave already reaching that halfway, and it's only been less than an accelerated minute in game time right now.
And Connor hits so damn hard, especially this version, that you can't trade 1-for-1 with him. You can't even hardly trade 2-to-1 with him. So it's super tough to set that up. I almost think Dave needs to lure him into a trap, maybe hit him with one big counter and then go for that takedown, right? Kind of striking to set it up. Easier said than done.
For sure. I mean, out of all the people, though, I've seen, I think Tapoye is probably your best counter to McGregor on the feet. He's got the power, he's got the damage, he's even got the move levels to really come out. But as you can tell, McGregor just hits so much harder. Dave risking a big counter there, and this is just getting worse and worse as they stand in the pocket just trading shots.
That hurt me right there, man. Dave came out so well in the first minute or two, got a couple good exchanges, playing good defense, but Trixie just flipped the tables big time last few exchanges.
For sure. And we're back at it. Neither guy wanting to stand any test of time, just digging down to the body, digging over to the head. McGregor continues on with his pace. Dave's back against the cage on that crucial black line that you see fighters really sparring for control over, but now with a minute 50 left on the clock for Dave, this is a fight that he's really got to dig deep in.
Yeah, well, there's someone who has the experience and wherewithal to dig deep and try to turn something around. It is Dave. Again, he's more of a wrestler, though. He hasn't taken has he taken a shot yet?
I think so.
Maybe he did. Maybe he went for one and missed it or got hit. Obviously, you can't just do naked takedown attempts. You're going to get totally tuned up and destroyed.
And repeat.
No. Well, I think that's all we can give that.
Oh! We're back.
Fingers crossed. I was ready to call it dead and buried, but we're back.
Yeah, I think they're
All
just
right,
getting used
good.
to
I
their
don't want us to
connection.
end like that. That would suck. Let's go.
Keep the momentum going, keep the fight of the nights coming, and at least looking like suddenly they're now scared to throw. Evidently, Trixie just wanting to pull his back against Decay just for his love or money. He doesn't want to get clipped randomly. And here we go again. Trixie getting a bit more aggressive, getting a bit, head kick nearly landed there though as well as he digs up top, digs the bottom as well. The uppercut
nice
landing. Oh!
Beautiful work by both guys, but in particular Trixie's just like one step ahead a little bit, or right when Dave gets one over on him and Trixie gets a couple back, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that pullback hook that Dave has been doing a couple of times while stunned has to be one of the scariest things I've done, because I've seen how much damage it can cause, but it's also so like, why would you risk it when you're already stunned? It's asking for like you just get knocked out completely.
The hand plant body kick. Nice.
Trixie's trying it a couple of times. Probably if he wants to land it better, get a bit more of that percentage vulnerability that is the game doesn't tell you about, but does exist. Yeah, switch to orthodox, but looking like he's liking the southpaw jab straight to the body. A rarity type of shots due to how risky it is, but over time can definitely lead to some really good damage.
Yeah, super risky to throw that, but he was just like in the perfect position to throw it where he knew he wouldn't be able to get hit back and might as well double tap him. I kind of wish straights, especially to the body, did a little more damage, but, you know, especially if you keep landing in the same spot. It depends who you are, but, you know, it's super risky to throw that, but he landed nicely, and he's playing with fire here, but he's controlling that fire, is Trixie.
So UFC 3, the straights were a bit overpowered because you had the fake jab into the body straight.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Distance. Then UFC 4 kind of sorted it out, and then you had the body straight. So it did stab your Sam significantly so, but not overly much. And in this game, you always struggled to find that perfect balance between the two. But
exactly.
We've still got a few more patches. We've got a lot more time to really do it. And as Dave crumbles to the floor, the straight to the head, really doing it. It's the block as well. Oh my god.
Come on, third time's a charm. We know we're coming through. Let's go. Stay on target.
Yay!
Stay on target. Hold together, baby. We got it. Let's do it. Halfway mark of the fight. Once you get past the halfway mark of second round, it's an official fight. So go to the judges, or we're not going to the judges.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, that made it easy, Doctor.
That made it completely easy there. Trixie getting the pullback, coming back in, got that rear hook, sent to pull you to the Shadow Realm, and that is Trixie versus Dave from 1-0 to Dave to 1-1. Hopefully we get to see the third fight at some point in the future, but these two guys are fantastic overall. Hopefully Dave can get his internet a bit more sorted so he can have one clean fight, nothing else in between. But fantastic job there by Trixie. Condolences to Dave, and hell of a fight to put on here tonight.
Dave's a true stud. He'll be back absolutely. It's such a tough matchup. Not only facing Trixie, who you fought a million times, he knows you know him, but facing that Connor. That's tough. Big respect. Just glad that fight went through. We didn't have to no contest it or anything, because both those warriors deserve to have the opportunity to try to finish the fight. That was the Coco, by the way. Trixie kind of with the upsets. He's now 6-4, and so is Dave, 6-4. So Dave was tied as a #1 contender. Potentially, he's going to fall from that. We have two others coming up, Warrior and Mixups in the co-main and the main event. We're also 6-3, fighting some grizzled vets. I don't know. We have no idea who's going to win this, Doctor. That's why we put them together. Next up, EK Warrior versus LW CIA Webcam, ranked #5. Big-time vets. Both of them are also ESFL Live Las Vegas vets. If you don't know what ESFL Las Vegas is, go check out our YouTube. Just look up ESFL Las Vegas, a live event in the HyperX Arena. I met both Warrior and Webcam. It was awesome. So without further ado, time for that co-main. We're going to get it going. What do you know about them? What's on that scouting report, Doctor?
Well, having a quick glance over it, I mean, so Warriors' 3 losses are to Easy Work, Easy Work, and Fad.
Yeah,
I think there's one more, but there's no anyone there. So, I mean, those two in of itself, I mean, he had a title bout which he lost to Fad, which is not a bad loss. Easy Work has consistently looked good across all of his fights. So, again, that's not a bad loss. I mean, for Webcam as well, he's defeated Trixie, which is, we've just seen him there win, so you know for a fact that that's a perfect fight. And then he's also lost to Ali, which, again, Ali 10 DP is not a bad loss at all, and then also defeated Winter. So, I mean, you're looking at both guys who've got records that are littered with big names, both wins and losses, and seeing their record at 6-3 and 5-4 respectively, that's not bad at all. And I think both of these guys, as far as I'm aware, have been star-studded strikers. They're impressive in that realm. I doubt you'll see a lot of wrestling. It's most likely going to be a fight of the night contender if I had to guess it, especially as I'm staring at a possible pick of Cody Garbrandt.
Woo! Cody and O'Malley. Now that's some fireworks, no joke. And it's the UFC 207 version of Garbrandt, so he kind of has a chin, a little bit better than his regular one.
Yeah.
So Webcam 5-4. He started off the season 0-3. So Webcam, he's part of ESFL staff. He's part of Vegas, but going 0-3, that's a tough start. You go 0-4. I'm sorry, even I would be cut if I went 0-4. But after going 0-3, Webcam went on quite a streak. He's won, let's see, he's gone 5-1 since he started off 0-3. So 5-1, and his only loss was against AliADP, who's fighting in the main event tonight. So Webcam on a hell of a streak. Those patches must have treated him well, but I also know he's been in the lab big time, Doctor.
For sure. I mean, he is in the blue gloves tonight. He is using Webcam. Warrior, on the other hand, is using the ever mythical fighter of Cody Garbrandt. Will this man have a chin tonight, and will he come out looking like pro Cody Garbrandt, or would he go full Cody Garbrandt? That are the questions that are going to be answered within the next 15 accelerated minutes here.
Accelerated minutes, I like it. Webcam's back against the fence a little bit. I don't think he wants to be in that position. Maybe he's rope-a-doping, but I think he'd rather be able to use his length a little bit as O'Malley.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it's teeps, it's jab straights, it's kicks, it's Cody Garbrandt's one end of the octagon, you're at the other. That's realistically what Webcam wants, because he doesn't want to get into a broader boxing range, because if Warrior is able to land 3-4 big combos,
right, suddenly
that 99 power of Cody Garbrandt is making O'Malley's 92, 93 chin more like 89. It's not a great position to be in if that does happen.
Webcam's fighting smart, catching him with single shots. Look at that head health. It's already down halfway, temporarily at least.
Yeah, that straight has been one of the main factors. That southpaw stance, allowing that straight to really play into the game. In southpaw, you're not necessarily fighting over the jab. The straight more comes into power because of how long you two both are. Also, what opens up is a rear head kick and the rear body kick as well. Having that extra power, the shoulder doesn't necessarily get in the way for the head kick, and you get open access to that completely exposed body, which adds about 10 or 20% extra vulnerability there as well. So both things will play massive factors if Webcam can use them properly, and someone like O'Malley here.
Love it, Doc. Again, it's been an honor calling the fights with you so far. This is the co-main event. We have 6-3 EK Warrior, who's Garbrandt, versus 5-4 LW CIA Webcam. I remember one of my first fights I ever commentated was for an affiliate league, and Webcam was fighting. I was like, that's the coolest name I ever heard of. Everybody knows the CIA is watching you through your webcam. LW CIA Webcam. He's looking really good here, too. Catching him, not taking damage, not overextending himself. Webcam's looking locked in on the feet.
Yeah, I mean, every moment of every time he's looking fantastic. It's like Warrior can't get on the inside because O'Malley's footwork and he's a bit too long. The teeps are coming out. He's backing up and then he's circling around. He's not just walking backwards. He's walking backwards, but then going horizontally, just making sure that his back's never fully against the cage. As soon as he gets against the cage, suddenly everything gets a bit more scary. As you can see right now, suddenly it's a bit tense, suddenly it's a bit close, but then you see he just circles around a bit more, has a bit more space, and then suddenly everything's a lot more easier to control. And with that, that is round 1 to a close.
Yeah, I think Webcam won that, but Warrior was doing a little better towards the end. And with that type of Garbrandt power and being EK Warrior, never count him out. Not at all. But I think that was a solid round in the books for Webcam. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the stats there that brought up. I mean, they've got same significant strikes, which I'm kind of surprised by, to be honest, 12 each. Overall, though, Webcam landed more shots. That definitely favours him in terms of damage. The one thing I did note was, though, the kind of high pace, 128 out of 40 total strikes landed. That's not a great hit percentage, but by looks of it, his stam, he's landing a lot on the block anyway, so it's nothing to be concerned about just yet. Especially as you enter into round 2, both of them pretty high stam, not a lot of body work has happened either. So, I mean, if your Webcam, maybe think about having a better hit percentage or just slowing your pace down a bit, so making sure you land above 50% is typically how you want to be keeping your stam in. But I mean, with a stun like that going down to the body afterwards, does it really matter? Probably not.
Yeah, this rate, he wants the hit rate high so he doesn't get countered by a big Garbrandt shot as much as anything, right?
Exactly.
He's doing good, but I mean, Warrior connected a few times as well, and I saw Warrior use a couple straight punches kind of as a way to work himself in, and he's able to close the distance after those straights and then throw a hook or two. That's what he needs.
Yeah, I think really the biggest issue for Warrior here is just the fact is he's Cody Garbrandt, and he's about 2 inches shorter than O'Malley. And Webcam is making use of those 2 inches quite significantly. He's just always moving back. He's always got that distance there. The full length of the jab and the full length of the straight can come out to play. You see that double jab, even as Cody before he's landed a shot, and so that block's already gone. But
break, nice. You can only do so much shelling up against the cage.
And this is another issue that you have is with Webcam putting so many shots down range, a lot of his defense is offense. So as soon as he's scared to engage, Warrior can suddenly make that head held look like it's nothing. And that's what you're seeing here. I feel like it's the fact of Webcam's got hit a few too many times. His offense is reduced, and so the offense, which was acting as a defense, has led to Warrior just putting on this pace. It's so much harder, and he's won this round so far, it looks like.
Great insight. He's won this round, and he's starting to pull ahead on the head health as well, which could be as important or even more important here. Close battle. Nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my gosh.
What is the elbow just...
This is what I cannot do. I would not be able to hold it together during that sequence. Wow.
Sensible, but also not. It's one of those weird ones where it's like, the takedown makes sense. Was it a good shot? No. But it's one of those wins where it hasn't worked out bad for him. It's given him like 20 seconds a break, and that's what you need, especially at the end of the round where you just are really, really desperate for a reset where you can breathe for 15 seconds and then come back at it and then deal with the insanity of what this fight has so far been.
Yeah, they turned it up after this. Love it. That second round was one of the best rounds of the entire night. And we've had some incredible rounds, but that was a hell of a momentum swing by Warrior. Probably 1-1, but Warrior is starting to take the momentum. You agree with that? What are you thinking, Doc?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was halfway through that second round. Webcam got a bit too hurt, and then suddenly he got really hurt. And that was mainly because of suddenly Warrior was able to land 5 combos on him back-to-back, got a couple of knockdowns there as well, which meant suddenly trading and getting damage range was a lot harder. And as I mentioned a few times back then as well, that offense that Webcam has been putting on so heavy and so hard, those 128 strikes in that first round, has just allowed that defense to not be as worrisome, because the offense has been that defense. And now suddenly he has to be really defensive. And he's managed to find out where he wants to go there. That rear hook, the straight are going to be the big ones, but Roy, he just needs to get on the inside. The elbow there coming out on the slip uppercut, but not managing just right. 4 minutes left, and neither of these guys looking like they want to slow down either.
Oh, man. Webcam gained his composure.
Uh-oh.
Just like I say, that Warrior hurts him bad.
Oh, yeah.
Surviving, but you got to be thriving in this fight game.
That head health is ruined. That block is ruined. You see the blood splattered face of O'Malley from being punched too much. Cody, in retrospect, looks clean as a whistle here, even though he's probably taken more of the punches overall. And Cody's really trying to find that one shot with the hook there. Digs down to the body, digs up top, gets knocked down, has a spasm, and now Webcam in top man rained down these key shots. But the block, the hook, the elbow, just not finding the home. But another rain of shots, perfectly defended. Brilliant defense
That was
there.
beautiful by Warrior. He saved his ass there. Wow, Webcam, Warrior, co-main event, Esports Fight League, ESFL 171. Let's go, Doctor. Let's finish strong. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left. Will this be the only decision? It won't be a decision by anybody's measure, because these two guys have had war after war in just 3 rounds, and we're back here. A Webcam was winning the first round. Warrior came back, won the second round, and this third round is the round that's going to determine the winner here, and these two are going reset so much that even my voice is now starting to hurt.
We still got the main event after this. You're a Warrior. Keep it up there, Doc. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Whoever wins this last minute might win it all.
Oh, I don't know, though, because, like, yeah, their ability to survive is insane.
This is what the ESFL is all about, baby. 36 seconds.
The tension rises, and suddenly you have just to be silent and watch. Oh,
He's a wrestler now. 10 seconds.
Webcam
might get one more flurry off.
3, 2, and our only decision of the night, but not without lack of trying by these guys.
Yeah.
Their chins was gone, the octagon is left bloodied. Yeah,
Holy decision, but it was one of the most, biggest violence, big swings. Both guys almost finished the other. I'm probably going to have to predict Warrior 2-1. What do you think, Doc?
I don't know. I think Webcam may have scored the round enough.
Okay.
Maybe it's a
I'm
draw.
a little
You never
biased.
know.
I love Webcam. Both these guys are studs, though.
The winner by unanimous decision, Cody
Warrior with the dub.
Didn't exactly hear the judges' results. Let's see if they
29-28 for everybody. 29-28, I believe. All judges gave it 2-1 to Warrior, I think.
Wouldn't mind seeing the stats and stuff, but
yeah, hopefully they show the stats. Oh, wow. That shows Warriors just got guts. He's wherewithal. He really, that first round did not look too good for him. And he changed it up a little bit and just persevered.
Yeah.
Webcam, it was looking so damn good. Great fight, Webcam. Big respect, dude. Both these guys, true Warriors.
Looking like Warrior won round. Yeah, looking like he won round 3 with those 10 extra strikes at the end there. That gave him the judge's decision. That was a fantastic performance of both those guys. That's not a bad loss of Webcam. That's not a bad. It's a fantastic win for Warrior there. That was a war. If we wanted to fight of the night, they must have heard us talking about fight night earlier on. Was we waiting for the deck site to get lobbied up? Those two came out and looked utterly fantastic, and I think have definitely secured the fight of the night there.
I hope Mixups and Ali give them a run for the money, but it's going to be damn hard to beat them for fight of the night. I want to announce both Warrior and Webcam have qualified for the Boilers bonus. I gave a little extra bonus to guys who completed 9 fights this season, and an extra bonus for those who got 8 wins or more. So Warrior's now 7-3. He's earned the initial Boiler bonus of $20. If he wins next event, another $50 coming the way of Warrior. And Webcam, 5-5, but hell, man, after starting off 0-3, a hell of a run. I look forward to seeing you in the next event or two as well. And you also qualified for the Boiler bonus. So thanks to both you guys for an awesome season. Look forward to seeing them compete some more. With that said, Doc, it's the main event. 5 rounds, non-title fight. So you got to expect whoever wins this might get the next shot. We'll definitely get an invite to ESFL 175 and some of our other tournaments and money prize fights we got set up after season 1, going into the fall and the winter. We got a lot of plans. So Mixups 6-3 versus Ali. Mixups lost last event to Fad, but man, otherwise his record is damn near pristine. What can you tell us about these guys as we head into this main event? 5 rounds, Doctor.
Well, if you saw Warrior win that fight, Mixups beat him. If you're looking at Ali, he's 5-2, only 2 losses to Fonte, and then Easy Work. I don't know, he beat Easy Work. Apologies, it's my fault for not being able to read correctly. I mean, both these guys, I've started reckoning there's a reason they're in the main event. These two have got 5 rounds to put on an utter war, and by the looks of it, we've got Tapoye versus Holloway. Like, I've got no words. Let's just watch the fight and let's see how this goes, because these two are fantastic fighters.
Absolutely. And the first time we've seen Holloway today. Holloway versus Tapoye. What a hell of a fight. Ali with the Holloway on the left, Mixups on the right.
Mixups already starting out with some great clinches. Scan report did mention some great clinches, dangerous submissions, and the heavy pressure. You're seeing the heavy pressure here with a pick like Tapoye as well. Those submissions are definitely a big threat. In terms of Holloway, the main thing you got to be scared of is the cardio, the chin, and weirdly enough, I must say, is the power in some regards. Because as much as he may have 88 power, the move levels make up for it significantly.
There you go. It's not all about that stat, about the move level. And it's also about, can you catch your opponent in a vulnerability window? If you could do all that together, especially if you're putting combos together, do a lot more damage than that 88 looks like on paper, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, he's worse at lightweight, to be fair, with the power buffing as well, so he's about 90. But nonetheless, this is not a fun Max Holloway to be going up against. But if you're Mixups, I know he did say I did talk to him before this, he was thinking around 2 KO, so maybe there's that. But I think if Mixups is clever, the first round, halfway through this is the first round, which is about now, we should probably be thinking about maybe shooting a takedown, straightening that game. But knowing what I do know about Ali, I'm surprised he hasn't gone for more kicks. Tried to get that more of that distance there because he likes doing that body work, likes that kicking game. Even on his scouting report, he's called a leg kick enthusiast, which definitely tracks, to be fair.
Right?
Uh-oh.
Catches him coming in. Big shot. Woo. Mixups his Tapoye. Recovers quickly. Minute 30 left, first round. They're not just standing in pocket and swinging, but they're not trying to pace this out for 5 rounds at this rate either. Full pull. One minute. Mixups won the 4-man tournament at ESFL 167, giving him the opportunity to fight Fadanator. Last event, Fadanator came out with the dub, but Mixups certainly with some of the best performances of the year. He wins against hungry competitor Ali, ranked number 4. Can make a big difference. Oh, big shot though, Ali.
Ali's definitely looked the best so far. He's got the stuns, he's got the big moments, arguably. Mixups having the pressure though, and I mean, as with Tapoye's damage and power. Like, I'd imagine you can definitely come back. Again, the biggest issue there's going to be is also the chin of Max. But again, it's round 1. They've got 5 rounds to work with, not just 3. So it's all to play for. This is the round where Mixup said he did want a KO, though. So maybe see a bit of an increased pace. You never know.
There you go. I always accidentally called Tapoye tilapia is the worst. So I'll try my absolute best not to say that here. Tilapia is worse than calling a Poirier, so I got your back, Doc. Round 2, mix-ups. Ali's 5-2. I mean, if he goes 6-2 here, he might deserve that next title shot. This is a big fight, even if it's not for the title. It's a great main event. Oh,
that was a bit of a scary 5 seconds there. Mix-ups deciding to fake on it. This is their end and their back, which is always good. We love it. Just straight into the action again. No pausing.
Hey, we're always fingers crossed.
Okay. Jesus.
Woo, I didn't even see that. Talk about a phantom shot.
Bloody slip hook right down the middle. I mean, Ali went for a straight after a big long combo. His stand was low. Mix-ups moves his head off to the side, fires a slip hook, and that was it. And then again, another rear hook. Mix-up suddenly putting on all this pressure today. The stand still fairly high, still trying to do it. I mean, the block is low. You look at the block health is similar to that of the head health, but both of these gentlemen, yeah.
Oh man, they're both hurting each other. This is a fun fight. Big damage. There you go.
Down shot. No,
even though he had like almost no stamina left, he was able to stop it at the end there.
That rear hook has been the main damaging strike for Mix-Up so far. That's got all of his stuns so far in this round, and that is where the shot that Ali's got to be the most scared of. Ooh. As the fight continues. So the one engaging in the grappling, the one going for the takedown, but Tapoyo managing to stay up here. This Mix-Up continues this heavy pressure even as his gas tank starts to decrease as time goes on.
Hell of a fight so far. 2 minutes in the second round. Each guy's hurt the other. Who's ahead on this round, do you think, so far?
Mix-Up is definitely ahead. He's got the knockdown. He's got the stuns. As I say that, spear happens. Ali's now going into survival mode. It looks like he knows the damage has been done during this round. He isn't looking to push the pace anymore. He wanting to secure the round, stay calm, do a bit more damage. And honestly, Sprawl is probably one of his best bets. He can just slowly sap the stamina of Mix-Ups here and just allow and just allow that stam difference to get bigger and bigger to then really start to be competitive later into the round 3.
That was nice. He was trying to go back to the sprawl. He got denied by Mix-Ups. Good work there, kind of reading his mind. Like, hey, I know you're probably going to go back to sprawl and just try to lay there. So good defense there. Now they're kind of just hanging out here. 30 seconds to go in this round. Going for that choke, or takes his back, actually.
Yeah, not much to really do. 12 seconds left. It's kind of one of those takedowns where it happened. You had a bit of time, then suddenly you got a bit too... Suddenly it was 20 seconds, and then it was like, well, there's no point in getting back up. It's too risky. I've got another 3 rounds to go. But also, I don't really want to do it. As you can see, a knockdown there, favouring Mix-Ups again. So, if I'm not mistaken, what's that? 1-1, I believe? Maybe 1-1? I want to say.
Let's call it that. Let's call it that.
Yeah,
as long as it wasn't at 10-8 on either side, I don't think so. But
yeah, I think Ali won round 1. I could be mistaken. You can see there that slip hook, that really fast shot that was kind of started the onslaught then for Mix-Ups to really gain a couple bits of pace there. But flip over.
That's nice work. Beautiful, beautiful slow-mo. Appreciate you guys showing the replays and stats. Helps the broadcast for sure. Well, if I was in either fighter's corner or in their shoes, or I guess they're not wearing shoes, but I would presume that I was losing 0-2 probably. Definitely not presume I'm winning 2-0. I know that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the case. Oh, here we go.
And if you're sandbagging yourself a little bit as Mix-Ups, you're probably winning, but you might as well presume you're losing. No slacking.
Mix-Ups needs to find a way to make Ali be a bit more scared of ducking or not using head movement. He needs to, because it seems like Mix-Ups' main shot here is that rear hook, but the issue is Ali's quite used to that rear hook here as well. So Mix-Ups either needs to find a way to force that rear hook to become a bigger shot, or look for a different shot. Lee took an uppercut, maybe just an overhand from forcing a pullback when they get too overzealous and then just throwing the overhand that way. But could be one of those key shots. The rear hook there nearly clipping on the knee as well, which wouldn't have been great. But with that being said, 3 minutes left on the clock in round 3, and these two are still going thick and fast.
Yeah, they are. Good defense. Oh, just as I say that, he slips big old uppercut down the middle. Ollie's nose is shattered.
Uh-oh.
Now his brain is getting scrambled.
Well, side control a bit more deadly. You got a lot of subs there. I think he's also got a Duster Stratton. Does manage to take
He used the power transition there. Mixie used the the stamina base power transition there to get the side there.
Does get denied. You can see the canvas is bloodied from both of these guys being cut and throwing so many shots. Mix-Up's evidently not feeling the ground game here. It's just like it's back and forth between sprawl and other positions, so there's no point in really hanging around there. Minute 30 left on the clock. Couple elbows, a hip toss is managing to come out. You can threaten the arm triangle if you want to. Got denied there. Go for an arm triangle, maybe a dust. Maybe not in the best position, but
that's tough for Ali. That's rough.
But the
He's got a minute
elbows
left. Yeah, he's taking damage. He's losing his morale. His stamina's going down. 55 seconds. This is a good spot for Mixups.
Lovely denial there. That's what he needed. 40 seconds is enough for a sub. Even now, I mean, very quickly, an arm triangle being threatened would be an idea there. But nonetheless, we move on into side control as they just continue to do damage to one another. And as the stam gets lower and lower, it's going to get more and more dangerous for either of these guys to strike.
Naps him back down. Great fight. So far, remember it's 5 rounds.
Yep, and the championship rounds are up next. We've got round 4 and 5. This is where you truly see the cream rise from the crop, and with these two guys, they've shown that they are the best of the best so far. As you can see, both managing to survive, both putting out so much damage. Mixups just seeming like he's one step ahead so far. He's up 2 rounds arguably, and maybe a third. I can't quite remember. No, Ali's got the first round. That's good. So these next 2 rounds are the key rounds for Ali to win, or just get a straight knockout, which, given their stam, given their head health, is also entirely possible.
Absolutely, yeah. Can always go to a decision, but at this rate, I think someone's going to get finished before we hit the end of round 5. Wow, that canvas is painted blood red for real, Doc. Look at that. That's nasty.
Yes. I mean, maybe we should doctor stoppage. I'm not too sure.
Rated M for mature, that's for sure. Right? Oh,
honestly, we may see a doctor stoppage, but at the same time, both of these guys are like one shot away. Ali instantly going for a takedown, the head movement there, not allowing Mixups really any opportunity to get the denial there as he shoots. And this is a long time to work if you're on top. It would be even longer if either of them had a bigger gas tank, but with such a low gas tank, it makes life extremely difficult as Mixups then goes to sprawl. Apparently, Holloway has a DAS. This is news to me.
Hey, he's a mixed martial artist. He's a bit well-rounded, even if he's known for his stand and bang. That's Max Holloway for you. 3 minutes 25 seconds.
Oh, and that's another power transition denied. You can see that just stamp the entire long-term and short-term stamina of Ali. Even in sprawl, Mixups is back here. He's ready. He's waiting. He's got 3 minutes in this round, and
he's cutting through what's left of his block.
Yeah.
Ali's block is shredded, and just a couple blocked shots is enough to totally break it.
Yeah, his head health isn't much better. It's like one shot away from the knockdown, it feels like. Mixups just trying to find the home for a singular shot right now. Both of them getting that denial on takedowns.
Hell of a fight here.
In the 4th. Oh. only just. It's the takedown.
That could be risky if you're rocked going for that takedown. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes you go right into an uppercut and get knocked out. But, hey, sometimes you got to roll the dice when you're in such a bad situation. It worked out nicely. Good takedown.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, if you roll your mind back all the way to when I introduced Mixups, I also mentioned on the scout report he has got some dangerous submissions, and that is what you're seeing here. The man knows the ground game quite well. And suddenly you've now got the threat of the armbar digging deep, taking a massive chunk, even with no stand by both of these guys.
Yeah, that was like 2/3 of the sub bar, more than half. So another one of those would definitely finish. 30
You
seconds.
can just see the lack of body work here by Mixups. Overall, that body health is still so high. The reason he's gassed out is not from the body work, it is from the pure amount of shots he's thrown, the knockdowns, the stuns, it's everything like that. And Ali probably only just surviving that as the bell rung. He most likely would have got counted there. You see Mixups preempting the knee, probably would have thrown a lead hook there and got the KO. But here we go into
Fifth
the
round,
final
Doctor. He
5
lasted,
minutes.
Ali lasted, Mixups lasted. They're both doing bloody mess here.
They're gassed. They're tired. They've been going for 20 accelerated minutes so far. And now they've got 5 more to survive. 5 more to be declared the victor. Or maybe less if they manage to get the knockdown. But their survivability proves otherwise. Maybe they won't be able to get the knockout. But this is where the fighters are made. And this is the main event of this evening.
Yes, ESFL 171 almost in the books. Been a great event. Let's capstone it right now with the fifth. Oh my gosh, I thought he landed that knee for a second. Fifth and final round of the main event. Here we go.
Tension rises. Mixups gets the stun. The takedown there. Now we're into full guard. Last time we saw this position was less than 4 seconds ago, and Mixups got the submission. Ideally not wanting that. He can smell blood in the air. The head health is shattered. Tapoya's head health looks like it's full in comparison. But let me tell you, he has taken shot after shot, and somehow he is still standing. But Jesus, how is he still going? I don't know.
That's Mags Holloway. The best is blessed. Tapora is a stud too. Same with Mixups and Ali. Love this matchup. They're grinding, man. Shedding blood, leaving everything out there on the octagon. I mean, Mixups is winning, we think, but Ali's still got a chance. He's pointing at the ground. I love it. Yeah.
Mixups just trying to get that jab. He's trying to force Ali to make a head movement mistake, and it's a wild head kick. Ali knows that it's so little too late, and
I love it. Oh, Doctor. That was a lot of violence right there, man. What a fight. What a way to end this card. Big, big finish. Bloody mess. It's been fun, Doctor. What do you say? What do you say?
indeed, it has been fight after fight after fight, and I mean, to cap it off with a fight like Ali versus Mixups is impressive, so much so that I think I'm going to lose my voice tomorrow, but hey, it's been worth it. It's been some utterly fun fights, and each of them coming out with potential fight of the night until you saw the next fight, and then got upped and upped. Like as I just said, Webcam versus Warrior probably got fight of the night, but you look at that fight and you go, is that fight of the night? Because that felt like fight of the night. Impressive action, adrenaline building, and some fun matchups across the board here.
Totally, man. We just knocked out 11 classic fights in 2 hours exactly. Super efficient, a lot of fun. Doctor, I think I'm going to have to go with that co-main as the fight of the night, I guess, because Warrior versus Webcam, that was just such great back and forth. The main event, Mixups and Ali, was a lot of fun, too, and it was close, but something about that Warrior Webcam fight, I think I might have to give it to that. You want to overturn me, veto me, float another idea, or do you agree?
I mean, it's such a close one. I mean, this card has been stuck. Why not just give two at this point, it feels like?
I think we are. Let's do it. You pick one then. You get a second one. Go for it.
I was going to say Mixups versus Ali has to be it for me because I mean I understand Webcam versus Warrior, but you look at that fight, they went 5 rounds, gassed each other out, threw some shots. Right.
Absolutely. Those both their performance or fight of the night. Performance of the night might go to Kante, but I mean there was a lot of other great ones. The knockout, I think, by Jack, that was crazy. I don't know, all over the place. It's been fun. I'm gonna go back and rewatch this, maybe judge my commentary a little bit, but I just want to go rewatch all those fights again because each one had kind of like a unique flow and result. Man, a lot of fun.
Sure. It's a fantastic night of fights overall. Straight up is the best way to describe it. Simplistic, but chaos-driven in the octagon.
I love it. Well, that's about it, Doctor. ESFL 171 in the bag. Next week, we're coming back with PlayStation, ESFL 172. Then in August, date is TBD, but in August, probably mid-August, we'll have our final Xbox event. Then the week after, we'll have our final PlayStation event. And late August, early September, we'll have ESFL 175. Don't worry. Follow our socials. Follow us on YouTube and Twitch. All that. We'll make it very clear when ESFL 175 is coming. But we'll be back next week. Super fun event, Doctor. Where can people find you? Maybe plug anything you got and definitely talk about Primetime again.
I'm going to say, if you want to find me, it's over in the Primetime Discord. You like the stuff you see from ESFL. These same players, these same fighters are fighting every Saturday over in Primetime. Top guys looking to make their run for the belt. We run unaired, everyone welcome format. Come along, fight the best of the best. Try to prove within the community that you want that belt. And maybe make yourself known, get yourself into ESFL well, and get 2 belts instead.
I love it. Thanks again for joining us today. Big shout out to Beckett, the man on the sticks, the producer, and a huge shout out to the Pug. Pug, lead wrangling today when I was doing commentary, helping get all these fights organized, super smooth. You the man, Pug. You the man, Beckett. Doctor, great job. We're gonna have to do commentary again, maybe season 2. Man, great time. I'll catch you later. All right, Doctor.
Yeah, for sure.
ESFL signing off. Boiler salutes you. We'll see you next week. PS5, ESFL 172. Catch you later.